Hello, children. Good morning. Since we have already completed the chapter on energy resources, today we are going to start a new chapter, that is agriculture in India. In agriculture, we are basically going to deal with importance of agriculture and the problems related to Indian agriculture. The word agriculture, it is actually derived from the two Latin word, that is ager, which means land, and culture meaning the cultivation. So it basically means the cultivation of land. So agriculture can also be defined as the cultivation of soil in order to grow crop, or in order to produce some amount of crop. And also, when we say agriculture, it does not only mean the cultivation of the land or growing of the crop, but it also is synonymous with rearing the livestock. The main purpose or main goal of the agriculture is production of the food from the land. But that production of the food, it is basically for the consumption of human as well as for the animals. Talking about the Indian economy, Indian economy is basically agrarian, or it is agricultural economy. It is the economy depends on the agricultural activities, and round about 60% of the employment that is generated in India is directly related to the agricultural activities. And agriculture also provides round about 17% of the total gross domestic product. Okay, it is provided by the agricultural activities. Agriculture, it does not only provide employment, it does not only provide food, but it also provides raw material for agro-based industry. Agro-based industry basically means those kind of industry where the agricultural product are the raw material of those industries. So most of the raw material, it is supplied by the agricultural activities and agro-based industries. There are various importance of the agricultural activities in India. The first importance is it plays an important role in generating employment. So it plays a vital role, a very important role, where generation of employment is concerned, because in the agricultural activities, directly lots of labor is required. Not only that, the associated activities that is related to the agricultural activities also generate lots of employment. And in the year 2014 and 15, the data shows that employment of round about 48.9% of the total workforce of India, out of the total workforce of India, agriculture was providing 48.9% of employment. And where the gross domestic product is concerned, 17.4% was generated by agricultural activities. Agricultural activities has also become a significant source of earning foreign exchange. That's because India is exporting lots of agricultural commodities like the cotton, rice, meat, oil meals, um, spice, gorgum, mill, and sugar. All those things are being produced in excess, and it's been exported to different countries, thereby bringing about lots of foreign exchange in India. There is lots of increase in the population of India day by day, and because of that, India has become a labor surplus economy. So lots of mouth are there to be fed, and this ever increasing population is being fed by the food grain production that is increasing every year. Like in the year 2014-15, it was just 2 million tons of food grains, while in 2015-16 it is estimated to have been at around 253.16 million ton. So it is higher by 1.14 million tons every year. So that production is increasing, and thus being able to feed the increasing number of population. The agricultural activities that are carried on, it is not only being able to provide food to the increasing population, but it is also being able to provide lots of raw material to the manufacturing industries. To name some are the textile industry, sugar industry, vegetable oil industry, jute, tobacco, all these industries are fed by the agricultural activities. Agricultural activities, it is also contributing towards the capital formation of the country. Not only agriculture, but the activities that is associated to agricultural activities, it is actually increasing the gross capital of the country. And according to the survey that was done in 14-15, the share of the agricultural activities and its associated activities, it is round about 7.9% contribution to the capital formation. The agricultural activities is also having a great contribution towards the government budget. Okay, government, they are earning huge amount of revenue, huge amount of tax from the agricultural activities, as well as the allied activities, the associated activities, like the cattle rearing is there, which is done side by side with the agricultural activities. Then animal husbandry is there, poultry farming, fishing, all these activities which are associated to agricultural activities are being able to provide huge amount of profit, a huge amount of revenue to the government. Not only that, Indian Railway, along with the other state transportation system, are also earning huge amount of revenue when the goods are being transported, be it the raw material to the agro-based industry, or the finished product of the agricultural industry. When they are being transported from one place to another, huge amount of revenue is being earned by the railway as well as any kind of transportation department. We all know that agriculture is of great importance in India, but still, agriculture has its share of problems as well. Like the first one is vagaries of monsoon causes unreliable, seasonal, and unequal distribution of rainfall. So, more than 60% of the cultivated land of India, it is dependent on the monsoon. So, monsoon, um, it is very unreliable. It is seasonal, it occurs only in a particular season, and it has very unequal kind of distribution of rainfall. In some places it receives very large amount of rainfall, whereas in some places it receives less amount of rainfall. So that is a major problem where the agricultural activities are concerned, because if it is a rain-fed crop and there's a failure of rainfall, so there is obviously inadequate irrigational facilities, so the production is not to the mark because of the vagaries of the monsoonal rainfall. We all know India has a monsoonal type of climatic condition. So when the monsoon rain occurs at that time, there's heavy rainfall, flood is there, gusty wind is there, and if an area has a lesser amount of cover of vegetation, then obviously the topsoil is completely washed away. Thus, there is infertility in that particular plot of land, and the production is also reduced to a great extent. Not only that, sometimes fertilizers are being overused, and this fertilizers also makes the land surface very infertile by killing the bacteria of the soil. Literacy is also one major concern, a major problems for the Indian agriculture. That's because of the farmers are illiterate. That's why they are very reluctant to use modern kinds of machineries. Not only that, they refrain from using good quality seeds, fertilizers. They do not use pesticides are not used by them. Thus, there is bad quality crop. Along with it, there is lesser amount of production, and they are not into using this machines. They are rather bent on using the old outmoded kind of implement, so it decreases the yield to a great extent. Because of the law of inheritance that exists in India, the farmland is fragmented to a great extent. So obviously the piece of land surface, it is uneconomic as well as very small. So the farmers are not very interested in taking the risk or putting in more effort or more money or capital in that plot of land, because that plot of land, it is very small, and the tractors cannot be used in those plot of land because the land is very small. So the farmers are rather not interested in investing in this kind of farmland. There is this tenure system in India. So the person who is cultivating the farm is not actually the owner of the land, it's rather the landlords who are the owners of the land. So they are not interested at all to improve the land, and the cultivators are also not very keen on investing on those land which do not belong to them. But this can be rectified or corrected if the cultivators are made the owners of the land by the government. The credit facilities, that is, they have this unsound credit facility, or it is not pro farmers credit facilities. And most of the farmers, they live below the poverty line, and then they have inherited debt as well. See, so they do not have any capital to invest or to improve the agricultural field. The lack of storage facility is also one major problem of the Indian agricultural activities. Like 10% of the harvested crop, it is basically lost because of the menace of rodents as well as pest. And the warehouse and the cold storage that are there in the rural area, it is not adequate, or it is not well equipped. And there is no scientific method of storage in these warehouse that are there. So if there was this storage facilities, then the farmers could always buffer the stock, and they can later sell it when there is a scarcity, or scarcity of food, or when there is any kind of emergencies such as flood and drought. But because there is lack of storage facilities, that's why it has created a great problems to the agricultural activities. This is all for today. We will be dealing with the solution of the problem, or the reforms of the problem, and green revolution in the next class. Till then, bye bye.